Welcome back everyone to Mona's Take. I am your host Mona Rose and we are here to talk about everything reality TV. I know it's been a minute. I apologize since I really didn't have anything to cover. I'm getting a late start on Big Brother. I'm having some health issues, but I'm working on getting that resolved, so probably for the next week or so, until we get all this figured out, I'll be coming to you from my bedroom. Hence the no makeup. I apologize. But I told you guys from the start, I'm real. I'm 100%. I don't fake it. I state my opinions. That's what I'm here for. So, with that being said, let's get right into it. People are acting on a whole nother level on that. Can't wait to see that karma train coming through. Choo-choo. Mood of the day. Really? You gotta give us more credit than that. Some people, buckle up, buttercup. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Big Brother. Season 24 is here. I was going to go through and give you guys my opinion and rundown of who I liked, or who I'm vibing with, as they're saying now. But there's a lot to cover, so I'm going to cover that first. And then we'll probably come back at another time and do first impressions. I'm going to keep those and see if my impressions change. So, I know everybody watched the episode. They had to go in, they had to pick a card, it told what station they went to. They either went to the porta potty, or they went to the piercing station, or they went to the merch stand. One lucky winner got a backstage boss pass. That was Pooch. Julie came on to explain that he would not participate in the challenge. He would not vote, and he would be safe for the week. He could not be eliminated or nominated. So he goes up and he watches the competition play out from his perch upstairs. I just want to start out by saying they have these people show up in their finest clothes. It's premiere night. They're going to be on television in front of millions of people. And then they drop blue slime on them. And as I'm watching these challenges play out, I'm thinking, I bet these people are thinking of what they were, that they made a mistake. You got Nicole, who gets wet with the slime and is completely see-through. I don't know if anybody else caught that. Once it got wet, they panned away real quick. Jasmine in her pretty pink feathery outfit, there's no way that's coming out of that. And then they go to the merch stand where they have to hang, and Alyssa's got on a crop top, so of course when her arms go above her head, that shirt raises even further. I think they panned away from her when she fell on purpose. A lot of people are saying, oh, CBS messed up, they didn't even catch the first one falling, blah blah blah. I think they did it on purpose, because I think when she fell, it probably showed something that it shouldn't have showed. Anyway, I bet they're rethinking their outfits for the night. Monty won the one for the porta potty, Turner won the piercing tent, and Daniel won the merch stand. So the three of them competed to find out who would be head of household. They had to put together the drum puzzle, and Daniel got it done first. So Daniel was the first HOH of the season. Well, then Julie comes on and she explains that with the Backstage Boss pass, that Pooch, and I don't even know his real name from now because I'm just calling him Pooch on everything, so that's going to be his name for the season. He gets told that he has to pick 3 people to be have backstage passes with him. However, those 3 people are not safe. They can't be eliminated, but they can't compete in any competitions for the week either. But it does say that their game may be in jeopardy. So what I'm thinking is Daniel's going to make his nominations, and then the 3 that he chose for the backstage passes are going to compete. I think one's going to be the next backstage boss, whoever comes in first. I think whoever comes in second is going to be safe, and whoever comes in third is going to go on the block as a third nominee. That's my prediction. We'll see how close I am. But the 3 he picked were Brittany, Paloma, and Alyssa. Sorry guys, I'm going to try not to do hardly any editing on this, because honestly I don't feel like setting up that long. But we'll see how it comes out. Okay, right on to the live feeds. So if you do not want to know what's going on inside the house, I suggest you wait until after the show on Sunday and come back and finish. Daniel gets called into the diary room and he gets a letter that he has to read to the house. And it's for the have-nots. He has to pick 4 have-nots for the week. I don't remember them doing have-nots the first week. But, I mean, who knows? I thought about it, and I usually think that starts like the 2nd or 3rd week. But they started it last night. So when he reads the letter and he says that he has to pick the have-nots, he's like, I don't really even know where to go with this because I don't know anybody. He hasn't made any connections yet. He hasn't made any enemies yet. He doesn't know. Well, Michael, Joseph, Kyle, and Monty. Speak up. Put me in. I'll do it. You don't have to pick anybody. You don't have to get blood on your hands. Whatever. So Michael, Joseph, Kyle, and Monty volunteered for have-nots for the week. And so it's not that bad on Daniel. Monty's having a hard time with it though, because that room is so cold that he is sitting up at night just trying to get warm so that he can go to bed because he's freezing in there. Which I'm hot-natured. I'd probably love it. Can I sleep in there even if I'm not a have-not? Because I would. And let me just say that it has been a minute since I watched the live feeds for Celebrity Big Brother. It wasn't that bad because there wasn't as many people in there. There's 16 people in this house. I forgot how loud it was. Like you're trying to hear one conversation on the live feeds, and even though the screen is on these 3 individuals, you're hearing everybody else in the house in the background. So it makes it very hard to hear what's going on. So I will work on that. Right off the bat, Indy and Alyssa are seen talking, and they're scheming about, to me it sounded like almost a cookout, but girls versus boys, that the girls were going to pick one guy a piece and get them further to the end. And Indy's saying, oh, it won't be hard to get the guys to come along. And Alyssa's like, you don't think so? You think it'll be easy? She goes, oh yeah, it'll be easy. They love us. I'm going to tell you, my first impression of Indy, Paloma, and Alyssa, I don't like them. I don't know quite what it is yet. But I think that they give me almost a mean girl vibe. And I'll get into that later on when we start talking about the alliances and stuff that have been made. But I just don't care for those three. They may change my mind, but right now, they're not my favorite people. They named Kyle, Monty, Daniel, and Terrence that they were going to bring on their side. And that's when Alyssa said, "Do you think it's going to be that hard?" And Indy was like, "Oh no, they love us. It'll be a cinch. They're all wrapped up in us. They'll come right along." The HOH room is a little different this year. There's no wall going from the HOH room into the bathroom. It's like 2 round cutouts, and then it's like beads hanging down for the door that you just like walk through, so you can see into the bathroom, and you can see from the bathroom into the room, which I thought was kind of awkward, but maybe they're trying to open it up where there's less privacy up there. I don't know. But it was a neat room. I would stay in there full time if I could. It looks pretty comfy compared to some of the other HOH rooms that they've had up there. Alright, let's talk alliances. I'm going to tell you now that Paloma and Amira, they are playing hard. They came to play. Night 1, they're making alliances, they're making plans. Paloma is all over that house. It may just come back to bite her in the butt. Because she's made several alliances. And if those people start talking and getting together, she's going to be in jeopardy, I think. Daniel's surprised that nobody's coming up to the HOH room to talk to him. He figured everybody would be up there trying to talk to him. And normally they are. You know, the HOH, everybody's wanting to make sure they're not getting put on the block. And they got all kinds of people they're ready to throw under the bus to the HOH to keep them from going up. But nobody seems to be taking advantage of the first day of Daniel being HOH. Amira is the first one to come up there. Amira. And she doesn't know that Daniel is a super fan as well. She doesn't know that Daniel's tried out for this show for the past 10 years. Which he said in his confession, or not confessional, but his talk to the camera upstairs. He said he has applied every year for 10 years to get on Big Brother. So she doesn't know he's a super fan, and he's playing dumb. He's just letting her talk. And he's like, well, what would you do? I really don't know what to do because it's the first HOH. I don't know anybody. Nobody's made me mad. I don't really have a reason to put anybody up. You know, what would you do? Well, she jumps on that. The first thing I would do is put up 2 strong guys. The guys got to get them out of here because if they're going to be winning competitions, and we may not have another chance to get them out. So if it were me, 2 strong guys would go up right off the bat. Well, then she starts going in on the ones that are in the have-not room, saying, do you think that they just offered that out of the goodness of their heart? No, they want something in return. They think if they volunteered for have-nots, then you really can't put them up, and you'll feel bad about putting them up. And so that's the reason they did it. It wasn't out of the goodness of their heart to help you out, you know. And so she's all about getting those strong guys out. Now, if you'll notice, Paloma, Alyssa, and Amira, and even Jasmine to some extent, they are all about getting the guys out. We're going to do a girls' alliance. Guys got to go, guys got to go, guys got to go. Now, if I'm Daniel, and I've got 3 or 4 women coming up to me, saying the same exact thing, only just a little different, but basically saying put up 2 strong guys, I'm going to think to myself, there's a girls' alliance and they're wanting the guys out, and I'm not putting a guy up. Daniel, for you to be a super fan, what are you thinking? Because he's following right along. But anyway, I digress. Daniel's playing dumb. He's taking it up. She's talking to him about back doors and what you could do in this situation, what you could do, And he's acting like he has no idea what she's talking about. So she's schooling him, and he's just playing dumb and taking it all in and getting as much information as he can out of her. He says that it wouldn't hurt his game if he put up Michael, which I saw that coming. Michael is a super fan, but he's also socially awkward. And I had a feeling that him and Brittany would probably see the block sooner than later. So Daniel's already talking about putting him up. Now remember, he's one of the ones that did volunteer. Of course, he's not one of the ones that the girls are wanting to get out. No, they're talking about Monty, and they're talking about Kyle. They're talking about Joseph. They're talking about the strong guys. Nicole goes up to talk to Daniel, and they hit it off right off the bat. They are like kindred spirits. They make a final 2. They're ride or die. They'll work together and make an alliance, pull other people in. They even call themselves the Road Rats, I think it was. I like Nicole. She was one of my picks from the very beginning to go for. I think she'll do well. Daniel's heard later on talking to the camera saying that he thinks he's found his KC, that his plan going into the house was try to find him a KC, and he thinks he's done just that in Nicole, and that he sees that going for him. I think they will make a good team. I think Nicole is going to have to ream him in when it comes to the women, because I think that he's letting Paloma and Alyssa use their sexuality. He ain't mad about it. He knows what they're doing, and he's okay with it. So that may turn around to bite him in the butt later. Let's see. Nicole says that she likes Turner, and Daniel says that he likes Turner as well. And by the way, Turner and Brittany made a final 2. Daniel, Turner, and Pooch form an alliance. These alliances are like all twisted in my brain because I'm trying to keep up with everything that's going on. And they're cross-threading each other, which is going to be a making for disaster. So Daniel, Turner, and Pooch form an alliance. They want to bring Kyle in. Turner likes Alyssa, but Daniel puts a halt on that and says, well, let me size her up a little bit. Let me check her out a little bit more and see if I trust her. Amira, Jasmine, and Paloma are talking. Amira thinks that Taylor is spying for the guys because she's hanging out with the girls now. This is what gives me the mean girl vibe. Amira, Indy, Alyssa, Paloma, and Jasmine. They've had it out for Taylor since Taylor walked in the door. I don't know what it is that they have against Taylor, other than they may feel that she's a threat to them getting the other guys on their sides. I don't know. But they were all complaining about her hanging out with the guys night before last. So last night, now they're complaining because she's hanging out with the girls. Oh, well, she must be spying for the guys. That's why she's down here. Taylor can't win for losing when it comes to these girls. And they give me a mean girl vibe. All the guys are awesome and golden and da-da-da-da, but Taylor's got to go because she hung out with them. I don't know. I think that they have a lot more in common with Taylor than what they would allow themselves to believe, but they're not even giving her a chance. And of course, every single one of them that talks to Daniel threw Taylor under the bus. Well, Taylor hasn't really talked game, and, she's been in that have-not room hanging out with all them strong guys. So, I think she's a part of them guys. Every single one of them told Daniel that. And that's what I'm saying. If I'm listening to a group of people that tell me the same thing, I'm thinking, these people are working together and they're trying to play me. But he's not catching on. Let's see. Pooch and Monty talk, and they suggest that the alliance with Alyssa, Paloma, and Amira would be a good thing. So Pooch, Monty, and I believe Kyle was that third person that was added to that, with Alyssa, Paloma, and Amira. But they also have one with Daniel, Terrence. I can't even tell you. They're all mixed in there together. Paloma finally gets to talk to Daniel, and she talks a bit about Monty and that he could be an asset or a curse. So she's telling Daniel, Monty is a good guy if you have him on your team because he's going to help you win stuff and he's very loyal. But I can also see him being bad for your game if you don't have him on your side because, again, he's going to win competitions and he's going to be able to get out who he wants to get out. So she's kind of chatting up the whole Monty angle to him. And, of course, she throws Taylor under the bus again as being untrustworthy. She also tells Daniel that she speaks for the girls. That there's no need for all 6 of them to be in the same room together to talk about anything. That he can tell her stuff about the guys and she can tell him stuff about the girls, what they're thinking, and he can tell her what the guys are thinking. Now, she also told this same thing to Monty and the little alliance that she made. We can't all 6 be seen together. We've got to stay separated. So if you've got something to say to everybody, you come to me and I'll be our spokesperson. I'll go around and make sure everybody knows what's going on. She's putting herself right in the middle of everything on night 1. And then Paloma is in the storage room with Alyssa and Monty, and they were saying something about an alliance, but let's bring in Amira, Kyle, and Pooch. I can't keep up with all Paloma's stuff that she's got going on, which is a lot. They talk about who to target, and Joseph's name comes up. Paloma says she has Daniel wrapped around her finger, that they don't need to worry about him. She's got him in check. Kyle and Monty talk about sending Terrence home. I'm like, no. Why are you guys letting them win right off the bat by trying to put guys up? And Terrence is lovable. I don't think he'll win a lot of competitions, but he's funny. Daniel's weighing his options, and he says the easiest thing for him to do this week would put up Terrence and Michael. Like I said, I saw that coming with Michael. Terrence, I thought he'd probably stick around a little while because he's not a threat. And he's funny. He's personable. But that's where we're at right now. The feeds are down. I'm assuming that they're doing nominations and whatever they're going to do with the backstage passes to see what that entails. I'll try to find out when they come back on. And I'm going to go through my first impressions really quick because this is the first video of the season. And then I'm going to go back at the end. I'm going to keep these and go back at the end and see if my opinions changed. Paloma. I knew she was going to get on my nerves from the beginning. All her shimmying and shaking and doing the boob thing and all that crap is not necessary. You're on national TV. We see you. You don't have to do anything to stand out. Jasmine. Now, I did this before any of the live feeds. I did this as soon as they came out. Jasmine, I think I'm going to like her. I think she should be good at the comps. But that was before she got mixed up with Paloma and Melissa. Monty, I think I'm going to like him. I see him being good at comps. And his social game, very good. I will stand by that. He does have a good social game. Kyle, I'm on the fence about. I don't know if I'm going to like him or if he's going to get on my nerves. With all the joking and pulling around. But he seems to have calmed that down a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. Alyssa. I thought that I couldn't read her. I thought that she would probably play under the radar and not try to stand out. And just watching her in the house the last couple of days, she's making her rounds. She's a little social butterfly. So we'll see how it turns out. But I think if she stays with Paloma and Andy and that little mean girl group, that she's probably going to fall right into what they're doing. Daniel, I think he's going to be strategic and good at social. Have a good social game. And I was right. He won the first HOH of the season. So Taylor, I like her. She's going to do well in all aspects of the game. I did not anticipate the mean girl tribe. Michael, I think he'll be targeted first if he doesn't win. Only because you can tell that he's socially awkward, and that usually doesn't go well in a Big Brother house. Nicole, she's going to be tough to beat. I think she will do good. I will see her go. I can say I would see her go all the way to the end. Turner, I think he's going to be fun. Joseph, he's going to be social, physical, and brainy. I think Joseph wants that they need to watch. Brittany, again, I see her getting targeted fairly quickly because I think she does have a social awkwardness. Terrence, I think he's probably the oldest, but I think people will underestimate him. Indy, I think she will be low-key and strategic, and she has been strategic and pretty low-key. She's not seen out and about a lot. Alyssa and Paloma have done all her talking. Pooch, she'll be a threat. Amira, I don't have a take on her. I'll have to wait and see. And the more I watch her, she's very strategic. But like Paloma, I think if she doesn't watch it, she's going to shoot herself in the foot. So tell me what you guys thought about the first episode. Who do you see going to the end? Who's your pick so far? Let me know in the comments. And I'm going to get back to the live feeds and see if they've done anything. And I'll have another video either tonight or in the morning for the overnight feeds for tonight. Depends on how I feel. Again, as always, you guys have a good night and much love.